Hi there, beautiful soul. This YouTube video is called Stop Justifying Yourself. Stop justifying yourself for having let's say, an illness or a healing phase. Stop justifying yourself for not being able to work, not being able to maintain people's expectations. And very often, when we are justifying ourselves, we want someone else's approval or acceptance for the situation that we are in. And when I think about this in my own journey of extreme fatigue, I, well, let's say I manipulated my friends into getting acceptance for me and getting approval for the situations that I was in, as if it was important for me what someone else thought about my condition. So, in order to do that, I came up with, all these stories about possible things that might have been wrong with me. So I told them on an occasion about the Epstein-Barr virus, about Lyme, about the mitochondria, and maybe about the trauma story as well. But all it did for them, you know, I made those, I told about those possible storylines because I didn't really know it myself. But all it did for them was to think that I can come up with something every other day. So instead, I probably better could have told them, like, I'm having extreme fatigue. I don't really know what it is. You can have approval for the situation or not, but friends who don't support me are not worth my friendship. Well, I didn't say that, of course, but it's probably hard to say something like that. But I felt like there was this underlying stress to get people's support, people's acceptance, people's approval, maybe even, to put it on a large scale, society's approval for what is going on with me, and why can't I not contribute to society any longer? But there are all sorts of role playings already involved in this. Maybe it's only in the mind. So where does this approval need come from? I think that's more important. Why do we need acceptance? And can we really find that pattern inside of ourselves? Because getting acceptance from someone who doesn't accept you, so then trying to manipulate them by explaining the story, it already tells that there is something psychological going on there. And maybe not getting approval, not getting acceptance is the best thing that might happen to you. Very often when people get a diagnosis that people consider as serious, people can fall into the pitying other story, and then the one who has the label doesn't really heal anymore. Maybe the diagnosis is such a shock anyway. We talked about it in different movies, and from a dramatic new medicine perspective, getting the cancer sympathy that people get who are diagnosed with cancer might very well backfire on them and might very well prevent them from healing. But that is something that I can't really explain in a YouTube movie like this. So if you would like to read more about that, then dive into all these holistic theories. Dive into Gabor Mate, TMS, Dramatic New Medicine. Well, there are many others like that. Because I thought, when I gave up the need for approval from society, my neighbor, my friends, it actually liberated me, put a huge stress off my body. And then I realized I don't really give a shit what society thinks about me. My friends were not my friends, and my neighbor wasn't worth my time. Those people, they're all gone from my life, and it seems like society is as well, completely out of my life. I don't watch the news. I'm off grid, not really knowing what is going on in the world. And that's a huge relief. I don't have to keep up with everybody else. and they don't have to be part of my life. So it's a win for everybody. And people who are not ready to accept life and to accept you, yeah, let them pretend that life is the way they think it is by removing everybody from their life that is not fulfilling their desire of how people and society ought to be. So yes, and then what we get as well, there's always a twitch. So when you stop looking for approval from others, you have to deal with your own feelings, and you find that you somehow accept yourself by not seeking for acceptance, by not seeking for approval from others. You approve of yourself because you don't need them anymore. It's liberating. It's liberating. Yeah, someone asked for my dog to come in the video. Let's try. Yeah, Badu. Yeah, this is Badu, and Badu likes to give you a paw. I wish you a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.